Hello everyone and welcome back. There's only a couple more days left of winter and then spring will be in the air. The winter garden has been going great. My mint has come back and I've also been rewarded with good yields of rocket, onion, beetroot and Habanero, also known as Tuscan kale. I overwintered only 2 plants from last season, this red ricotta which is showing signs of new growth, and at the front garden this yellow ricotta has continued to flower, fruit and produce massive pods throughout winter. Now onto the seedlings. Here's what the seedling trays look like after 9 days. This is when most of the seedlings started to sprout, with rapid growth from the basil, cucamelons, watermelons, tomatoes and sunflowers. Tray 1 is my main tray with all pepper seedlings. After 4 weeks, most of the seedlings are starting to put out their second set of leaves, known as the true leaves. This means I'll need to start thinking about feeding them with a good quality liquid fertiliser. As you can see, a total of 12 cells failed to germinate. Despite this setback, 80% cell germination was a vast improvement from last year. Coloured red are the varieties that failed to germinate for this tray. Tray 2 is a mixture of the remaining pepper varieties, extra plantings and other herbs and vegetables. I only had 1 cell not germinate from this tray, which was a red ghost pepper. Historically, I've always had difficulty germinating red ghost peppers and Habanero Red Savina seedlings. The sunflowers on the end got so leggy I had to pull them out. I'm going to direct sow these in the garden in a couple of weeks. I cleaned and sterilised the cells and replaced them with fresh potting mix. I sowed 6 varieties which didn't germinate from tray 1. I sowed 5mm deep and loosely covered with vermiculite. Here is the updated chart. One week after starting my seeds, I decided to soak seeds which at the time hadn't germinated in my main trays with a few extras. I soaked for 24 hours in a weak tea solution of 50% black tea and 50% water. I cleaned and sterilised a 24 cell propagation tray and lid from last season. I had an unused cell tray which I cut into quarters and numbered them from 1 to 4. The process for this was exactly the same as starting my initial seeds. I filled each 6 cell tray with seed starting mix with added perlite and vermiculite. I also pressed down gently to remove any air pockets. I then removed each seed from the cups and sowed 5mm deep and covered using a pencil. After sowing each variety in a cell, I noted this on a pad for reference. After all trays were completed, I filled the tray with around 300ml or 10 ounces of water with neem oil added. I then gave the top a good mist, put the lid on and placed it on top of the heat mat next to my main grow setup. After 3 weeks, this is what they look like. This experiment had mixed results. The Aji Amarillo in this tray germinated quicker than the seeds in my main tray. However, the purple and chocolate ghosts and Naga Bon have also failed to germinate in this tray. In my opinion, seed soaking does help germination, but it will always come down to sourcing and using the best quality viable seeds. In one final effort to get seeds to germinate, I used a clean and sanitised Jiffy pellet tray from last season. If this fails, I will be happy with what I've been able to grow. I placed 12 new pellets and filled the container up with 300ml of warm water. Once expanded, I removed some of the netting on the top of each pellet and sowed seeds 5mm deep and lightly covered. I then gave the top a light spray, placed the lid on and put next to the soaked seeds container setup next to my main setup. This chart shows the remaining seeds and a couple of extras I started. That's all for this update. As spring hits in the next couple of days, I hope things will be looking up for my seedlings. If you have started seeds, let me know in the comments section how they're going. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel as things start to heat up. Until then, I'll see you same chilly time, same chilly channel.